Hi, my name is Katie. I started work at Middlebrooks in 2018, but I've been in the industry for around 8 years. Over the course of my time with Middlebrooks, I have had experience working with individuals as well as limited companies in the following industries: hospitality, retail and manufacturing. At Middlebrooks, we are looking to provide tailored, positive financial futures for individuals and companies that are in financial distress. We have a job to do, but this philosophy is at the heart of all we do. It's my pleasure to talk to you about administrations. Administrations were introduced as part of the Enterprise Act of 2003, and at their core they are a rescue function for limited companies facing financial distress. Administrations can allow a limited company to trade under a bubble with no legal action being taken by historic creditors. They can be used as a mechanism to preserve value where there is a brand at stake, for example. When an administrator is appointed, he or she is required to perform their functions with the objective of A. Rescuing the company as a going concern, B. Achieving a better result for the company's creditors as a whole than would be likely if the company were wound up, or C. Realising property in order to make a distribution or payment to one or more secured or preferential creditor. The objectives are hierarchical, so if possible you must achieve objective A, if not then B, failing which it would be objective C, and it is for the administrator to decide with input from the directors what can be achieved in each set of circumstances. Once the decision has been made to further explore the appointment of an administrator, it will be necessary to consider the company's financial and trading position. Of particular importance is the company's corporation tax position. Liabilities for corporation tax prior to appointment rank as an unsecured claim, but liabilities arising after appointment must be paid as an expense of the administration. This will have an impact on the availability of assets for the general body of creditors. The directors retain their powers of management until an administrator is appointed. Once an administration commences, the directors have certain statutory obligations. These obligations include the preparation of a statement of affairs, which must be verified by a statement of truth by some or all of the directors. The statement is laid before a meeting of creditors and is lodged at Companies House. The directors should also provide a report on the company's history and trading, including reasons for the deficiencies shown on the statement of affairs. We will provide the directors with the necessary statutory forms for the Statement of Affairs. So what's the process? It's our role at Middlebrooks to guide you through the process of appointing one of our IPs as an administrator, but I hope to give you a high-level overview of how it works. Firstly, we convene a board meeting which agrees to place the company into administration. If your company has a creditor with a floating charge, and if you're unsure we can check this, then we need to send notice to that creditor straight away. The notice of appointment is filed with the court and the administrator is appointed straight away. The administrator advertises the appointment in the Edinburgh Gazette if your company is registered in Scotland, or the London Gazette if your company is registered in England. This is an online publication now. The administrator makes the formal decision about which of the 3 routes of the administration your company will take, although in practice this is done before now. The administrator has to send out formal proposals to creditors and file these with the Registrar of Companies within 8 weeks after he or she has been appointed. As you might imagine, we require a lot of information from you in order to work with you to place your company into administration. Headline areas of information we look for are statutory information, some of which we can get from Companies House, but we will need your input for any alterations to share structure or changes to your company's Memorandum of Association. We will need your recent trading results, all directors' details including those who acted as directors in the 3 years leading up to the insolvency, details of any company secretary, details about your business premises and personnel, schedules of your company assets and liabilities, professional advisors who your company solicitor and accountant is, which bank provides accounts and facilities to the company, insurance details for your company, a history of your company, when did it start to trade, major changes, any associated companies, and an idea of what led to the decision to seek advice. When a limited company faces financial distress, the directors need to consider their personal position and as well as ensuring they undertake their fiduciary duties. As a director, to minimise potential pitfalls to you, when you are seeking to appoint an administrator, there are 13 points I would like to take you time to draw your attention to. Number 1. You remain responsible for the conduct of the affairs of the company until an administrator is appointed, and you have a specific duty to preserve the company assets and minimise its liabilities. Number 2. You must ensure that any action you take will not result in any creditors or members being preferred or given in advance, particularly connected parties. Number 3, further credit must not be taken for goods or services. Number 4, company credit cards should not be used. Number 5, the company should not accept delivery of goods and services that have not been paid for. Number 6, no assets should be disposed of except those that must be sold to meet essential costs and expenses. If you are considering selling assets, get them valued first by an independent agent. Number 7, you should avoid any creditor of the company obtaining possession of assets pending investigation by a subsequently appointed administrator. Number 8, the company should not supply any goods or services on credit to existing or to potential creditors. Number 9, no payments should be made to existing creditors. Number 10, goods should not be sent out with carriers who are owed money. Number 11, cash or cheques received by the company should be ring-fenced. Number 12, any overdrawn bank accounts should not be used. Number 13, keep all of the assets insured. Provided you are mindful of these 13 points and you have signed no personal guarantees, it's highly unlikely that there will be any personal effect on you if the company is placed into administration. What I have aimed to undertake here is to give you a snapshot of why a company might go into administration, at a high level how the process works, and also some pitfalls to avoid as a director. Each administration is completely its own and has its own path to follow, so for a more in-depth look at how Middlebrooks can help you, please get in touch.